Hey there everyone, Redneck Brian here. Okay, I've had a bit of change of plans with my two tractors, my two fun tractors, let me call them. I've decided originally the Roper was going to be converted to a racer, so it was going to be lowered, smaller tires put on the back, flip the front axle, and basically race it, and put a real high rate, real small pulley in the back, a fairly big one up front. I've decided to change my direction on this. It has a pretty good gear ratio as it is right now for off-roading. And it already has a pretty decent height for off-roading. If you look underneath it, it has, once I get rid of those back two lowering brackets from the mower deck, it has almost 24 inches of ground clearance underneath it. And that's straight ground clearance from the front all the way through to the back. So, it's going to be my new off-roading tractor now. I don't really go off-roading as of yet, but I'm hoping to go more off-roading with this. And with this tractor, it's a fairly reliable tractor. Has a decent sized tank in the back, and has the Intimus front battery, which I love. So I can stick a really big battery up front there. I can put my winch on the front, which I'm thinking about doing. Or I was actually considering putting my plow on this and using it to plow for the winter. And don't worry about the Craftsman, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to end up sticking my winch on there. And the way this thing's designed, how the front end hangs over, it'll actually protect my winch from pretty much anything. Like if it's raining out, the winch is protected, and pretty much it. So if you're thinking, oh, what am I going to do with the Red Rocket? Yeah, the Red Rocket's going to be the Red Rocket again. It's actually going to be a lowered go-fast tractor, racing tractor, basically. I'm going to lower it. I already know how I'm going to lower the front end. I'm going to put a whole new front end under it. I got two of them I could work with. I have the one off of the tractor under there. That's that piece of shit MTD tractor. I also have that Murray front end right there with really good tires on it. I'm most likely going to use the POS one underneath, the POS Pose Twin in it. That's the one with low compression on the one side, but it does run. But I'm unsure about the rear end of it. Last time I drove it, it was grinding pretty good. So that's why I don't know if I'm going to really do much of anything with it. I'll most likely junk it. And then that front end will come off. We'll go in here and we'll get rid of all the front end problems that this one has. This one needs spindles, it needs bearings, it needs a lot of work in the front end. And really, the front end's not really worth it to fix. Heck, even stock, just not even flipping that over, it'll probably lower this thing down enough that it would be suitable for racing. And you're probably wondering, oh, what am I going to do with the back end? Get different tires? It's going to be kind of hard to get different tires on this because this has a 4-bolt in it. So I'm going to pull that rear end and most likely put this one's rear end in it. I do have another one in the shop, but it's not a complete rear end. It's just the transaxle. It doesn't have the clutch mount on it. It's just missing a lot. It's just a basic rear end. So it will work as a replacement, but it won't work just to bolt right in. This one here has a perfect rear end in it, so it's a perfect owner for this one here. But the front end on this one is junk. So anyways, I'm going to steal the front end off of that one. I'm going to steal the rear end off of this one and put it into this big tractor here, which I love the big body style, but I just don't like how high it sits. And then also, it's going to solve another issue I have. I don't have the center cover right here, but I had originally thought about putting a straight up shifter boot in there, but I'm just going to use a stock cover. And the one from this, if I can find it, might be sitting under here. Nope. Like I said, if I can find it, will fit fine. Or I got a couple of them in the shop, so that will fix those problems. And everything else will work fine. The stock shifter right here on the side will work. So then you'll have your forward and reverse in the middle. No high and low, which I will miss. I'll miss the high-low. But someday I might find a Roper with a high-low in it, which would be awesome for off-roading. Even if it was just the rear end, I can make the rear end fit. So that's one thing I'd love to find, is a high-low rear end that would fit into a AYP. So anyways, that's my plans. I don't know when I'm going to get this done. It's actually supposed to warm up next week to +4. So I don't know. This one still will not start. Fuel lines are froze up on it still. The Craftsman's in the shop with the heat on, trying to get the fuel lines defrosted on it. Once it does warm up though, I shouldn't have that issue anymore of them freezing up. Also, I got to get a battery in this here. Like I sold my one battery that I had in here. That small, as you can see, this thing's still in pieces. It does run. I've had it running, but the motor's still in pieces. I sold my small TSC battery out of this. A friend needed it in her van, actually my van. But yeah, so I sold that battery. So I think the the marine battery will fit in this. I'm not 100% sure. I think I may have to move the solenoid, but it should fit. I think that's all it was getting held up on, was the solenoid. So all I really got to do is just put power to it and try to get it running, if it will run, if the fuel line's defrost, or pull it out with the Craftsman, which I've done before, or pull it out with the Roper, which I have never done. And then I got to flip this upside down, pull its rear end. It'd be a lot easier to pull it from upside down, and I'll take the rear end and I'll put it straight into there. It has halfway decent back tires on it. I don't know if they'll come off, so I'm going to see if those back tires will come off once I flip it upside down. Has turf tires on it, which won't work too badly for what I need them for now. But they're good, they hold air. This one here also has good back tires, halfway decent front tires. So that's just what I don't know yet. I don't know if that rear end will work in the new Racer or not. Or sorry, that front end will work or not. So I may end up having to use, that's the one from the Murray. May end up having to use that, but those tires there are going to go on the Roper. So, because this one here already has good tires on it. So I'll figure it all out. Also, the Craftsman here still has two good front tires. The back tires for this, yeah, they were junk, I believe. And I still got another two big tires, but they're mismatched, that were on the back end of the Murray. One's a turf tire, one's an all-terrain tire. So I got enough tires, I got enough good tires around to make it all work. But anyways, the Roper, mainly it needs two new front tires. I don't know if it has the extended spindles or not to run front tires run back tires on the front. It may or may not. I do not know. I've never looked into that yet. But this one here, it's one thing with this, it had the extended spindles on it, so you could actually run back tires on the front. And these back tires on here, I was going to replace these with Ags, but they're rotten, the tires themselves. They're pretty badly cracked, and they're getting worn down pretty good for me racing this thing. So I've been hard on this thing, and that gearbox is still holding up. I will hold on to the gearbox, just never know, I may want to put it back in the future, or I'll sell it. Well, either or. These transaxles are a dime a dozen, really. They're pretty cheap to find and buy. Just gotta find junk tractors. Heck, I was on Kijiji last night and I found 3 of them. So yeah, and they're all under 50 bucks. So not too bad at all. But I got 3 of them. That one, like I said, might not be any good. This one I know is good, and the one I have in the shop I know is good. So yeah, so I guess I'll talk to everyone later. Hopefully I can get the Craftsman started. Like I was saying, the snow is going to start melting again. It's going to warm up, but who knows, we might get more later. So talk to everyone later. Please keep it redneck like always, and hopefully you enjoyed the video, and bye for now.